Hey everyone, it's Matt again, your friendly YouTube clinician. So, first of all, I'd like to wish you a Happy New Year. Good news, we ended up making it to 2013, so that's absolutely wonderful. Bad news is that some of us, we gotta jump on board with our New Year's resolutions. So, I was sitting here and I was thinking for a little bit about what would be a really good topic and everything that I could share with everyone. And I had a bunch of different things running through my mind. Some were light, some were kind of heavy. And I was just sitting here in a local cafe and I was ordering my food and everything. I'm looking at the board. There's all these good soups, different cookies, bagels, scones, all these different things I like. What did I end up with? I ordered myself a salad. 29 years old right now. I can remember, maybe it was, 3 years ago when I was 26 years old, I made it my New Year's resolution to start eating my vegetables. And it probably took me until 27 to actually start doing them regularly. And now here I am at 29. I eat them, don't love them, I like some of them, but to be honest with you, I'd rather be eating those cookies and scones. So it got me thinking, alright, let's talk about these New Year's resolutions. So New Year's resolutions, many of us make them, most of us break them. What is it that makes them work and what is it that makes them an utter failure? Some people, every single year, they have a new resolution. Some years it's the same one as the year before or the year before that didn't get done. Some people just think they're completely stupid and don't even try them all together. Well, there's a little bit of truth to a little bit of that. First, I'd have to say, as far as a New Year's resolution, every day is a new moment. When you sit there and you want to live for today, each moment is a new one. Now is a new moment, now is a new moment, now is a new moment. So to sit there and have to wait for the New Year's is a little bit silly, but I understand, especially when it comes to trying to diet and everything like that. Once you hit that Thanksgiving little bit right there, it seems from Thanksgiving through New Year's, pretty much eat all you can, gorge, enjoy yourself, spend time with family and friends, probably not work out as hard and everything, and that's perfectly understandable. But now it's time to get it back on track. It's time to think about the things that you could do to actually make it work for you. First, so when we talk about New Year's resolutions, we think, what are the main things that people are looking for? Well, generally there's 3 different types of topics. Performance. Maybe I have a goal to do a little bit better at work. Maybe I want to go back to school. Those are very ambitious. Great ideas. Clinical. How do you feel? Maybe you're tired of feeling down in the dumps every single day. Maybe you're a little bit too excitable. Maybe you're tired of being anxious and you want to make a change in there. Feel a little bit better, physically healthy, mentally healthy. In relationships. You know what, maybe you're in a relationship right now that needs some change. Maybe you aren't in the right relationship at all. Or maybe you're not in a relationship and you're trying to look for the right person that makes you happy. These tend to be the 3 big areas where people want to focus their New Year's resolutions around. Now, the big things that people really need to think about when they're trying to go into making a New Year's resolution is what is actually going to propel them to change. Because change doesn't come out of thin air. Change is perhaps one of the most uncomfortable things that a person can do. And we see it time and time again. People stay at the same job for years on end just out of convenience. People are still driving the same beaten down car, even though maybe they have the money to afford it, but you don't want to spend it or you don't want to change that. Or you sit in that old rusty recliner watching the same TV year after year after year. It's like, yeah, the thing's falling apart, but it's comfortable, so why change it? Well, why change it? That's number one. Let's think about that. If you truly want to make a change in your life, you got to understand why you want to make the change. Let's suppose that you want an obvious one for you is if you want to lose some weight and everything. Well, why do I want to lose weight? Well, I want to be healthy. I want to look good. That's pretty obvious. Some of the other ones that are not so obvious might come around the relationships and everything. Like, why am I staying with this person? What started our relationship? Why am I still dealing with this type of thing? Work's kind of the same type of situation. So, we can't really make a change unless we know why we want to make the change. And once we know why we want to make the change, we can start digging a little bit deeper and find out how to actually make that change. So, there's 2 big things that we need to focus on. It's finding a new energy source, because energy just doesn't come out of nowhere. And 2, is having an actual structure or guide that's going to get you through that. So, one of the first biggest mistakes is that people try to accomplish way too much at once. For instance, you'll have the individual, it's like, well, starting January 1st, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to quit drinking during the middle of the week, I'm going to cut out regular soda, I'm going to start dieting, I'm going to work out every single day. Alright. Now, while it's very ambitious and actually a great idea, I commend you for that, the bad thing is you're probably biting off more than you could chew. Think about it. If you weren't able to make any of these changes earlier in the year before, what's suddenly making January 1st some magical day where everything's going to change? It's not. I'm sorry. Let's be realistic here. So, rather than sit there and try to do all these different changes at once, you can either A, try to do one change at a time, so maybe a little bit more feasible. Because, I mean, quitting smoking is a pretty big deal. That takes a lot of focus and energy. It's actually one of the strongest addictions to quit. And try to focus on that, accomplish that. Then let's move on to the dieting. Once we have the dieting down, let's move on to the working out. Or you can take baby steps at a time. Make little sub-goals for yourself. So let's say this. So instead of having the ambition to completely kick smoking altogether at first, maybe, instead of smoking a pack a day, let's have 5 a day for week 1, 4 a day for week 2, 3 a day for week 3, or try the patch, Nicoderm CQ, something like that that'll wean you off it. As far as working out, well, working out every day is very ambitious, and something I'd recommend for anybody, maybe starting off by working out 20 minutes every other day. Then kicking up to 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, 60 minutes a day. You see where I'm going with this, and the truth is that no matter where we're going, what we're looking for in that change, you got to take those baby steps. Set small goals for yourself. They're actually achievable. What happens if you don't set achievable goals? Well, that's where people start to fail in the New Year's resolutions. They become discouraged. They think it's impossible to do. It's just not worth it. This takes too much energy. I don't have it in me to get this done. Well, the fact of the matter is you do have it in you to get it done. You're just not going about it the right way. So what else can you do? Let's suppose that maybe you're not feeling strong enough to get something done. Well, there's always support groups. In terms of working out, joining a gym is a great way. You see other people working out there, it motivates you to work harder. Perhaps a personal trainer, somebody there that can motivate you. Or maybe going to work out with a group of friends. That's a perfect situation. Here you are with a bunch of friends, having a good time, being social, while working out and making yourself fitter. Doesn't get much better than that. The same thing with smoking, maybe having somebody to call, or instead of hanging out with the smoking buddies outside, you sit there and, hang out with some other different people in the office and that. Or maybe find the other individual in the office that's planning to quit as well. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Expect to fail. That's another important key when you're trying to keep these New Year's resolutions in mind. Because the fact of the matter is, you're going to fail here or there. No matter how lofty these goals are, how simple the goals are, there's going to be times where you can't achieve them. If you're dead set on working out every single day and you manage to go a month and a half working out, but then there's that one day you don't, you're going to beat yourself down about it, don't do it, because that's where you wind up meeting failure. It's okay. Same thing with smoking or drinking, anything like that. If you go so long and you have one day where you relapse back, take a breath, realize you're a human being, you're a person, we make mistakes, and use that as the next opportunity to start over again. So if you held your New Year's resolution from January 1st to February 14th, you blew it on the 15th, well guess what? February 16th is January 1st all over again. Dust yourself off and try again, like the old song used to say. I mean, it's true. If you sit there and you feel like I'm a failure and you keep giving up and you don't even try, well then nothing's going to come of it. So always remember that you can always retry. Every moment's a new moment to make yourself better. Next, you want to know what exactly hasn't worked before. So clearly, if you're sitting here making a New Year's resolution or something didn't work for you in the past. You want to find out exactly what that is. If you find out what that is, like we said earlier, wanting to know why you want to make the change, well, knowing what it is that are your biggest obstacles, that's going to help you out. Like in terms of smoking, for instance, if you're an individual that likes to smoke on the car ride to work, well, maybe you're going to have to come up with a different type of habit driving to work. Maybe chew a stick of gum or ride with a can of soda, listen to some different music. If there's a particular bakery that you drive by on the way home and you want to pick up on Friday night that snack for Saturday morning you shouldn't have, well, maybe drive around that bakery. Or if there's certain friends that are encouraging you to drink too much or participate in bad habits you don't want, maybe it's best to not hang out with those friends so much, or at least minimize it a little bit while you find other friends that are going to encourage you to do the right thing. The point is that you need to find what works for you. Not everything's going to be the same for everybody. What works for me might not work for you. And here I am as a professional counselor. I'm sitting here giving you guys, this speech and everything. And even I make my mistakes and everything. For instance, I told myself I was going to eat vegetables every single day. I got my salad now, but I can count, going on the second hand as to how many days already just this year that I haven't eaten vegetables every day. And it's the 9th. Wow. So that's pretty bad. So I guess I'm not really keeping up on mine. But the point is that I'm still trying. I'm still encouraged. And that's what I want you to do. So think about that. So hopefully these few moments I just gave you here, think about your New Year's resolutions. You'll be able to have some ideas. If you didn't have any resolutions before, hopefully you can come up with some now. But realize that New Year's isn't necessarily the time that you have to do this. Every day is a new opportunity. Seize the moment. Anytime you can make yourself better, and I encourage you to do so. And if you need any help with that, you have any questions, comments, suggestions over what I just said, please feel free to contact me at yourtubeclinician@gmail.com. Thank you and have a great day.